Hey guys, how's it going? This time we're playing a different game. Yeah, I took a break from FIFA because I'm getting a little bit bored of it and I want to make videos that I really enjoy making, and today I'm doing a F1 career mode starting with Season 2. So it's a bit more exciting because in Season 2 we've got a pretty decent car. It's 4th place. We've already won a couple of races and we've got 3 podiums, so things are going to be exciting for this season. So I'm going to do 2 races every episode on 25% races, and hopefully we can get some good results. So let's go through what happened in the first season then. So at the start it was pretty poor. 17, 16, 13, 16. It wasn't great at all. It wasn't until Canada we managed to get good results. Got 4th place here, absolutely brilliant. With our good power units, we managed to do really well on the straight, and also because the AI are quite weak on the final chicane, that was a good track for us. And France, we got a penalty for that and ended up losing a few places. Could have got in the points, but we didn't. Another good but wet result there in Austria. It was very wet and we just kind of stayed in the same position the whole race. Wasn't that exciting really. Got a few more points finishes and got our first podium in Spa in Belgium. Then we got a 5th place in Monza with our amazing power unit, but then things took a turn for the worse. So we got 17th place in Singapore, but straight after that we turn it around with a 1st place victory, our first race win in our career in Russia. We used some great strategy there and turned it all around and managed to get ahead of all the AI quite quickly and just hold on at the end against the Ferraris. Then we have Japan, not too bad there, as well as the same result for America. However, Mexico, we crashed out. Then we got a podium in Brazil, and then finished off not too badly in Abu Dhabi. So we ended up finishing in 7th place. We've got a few upgrades to go as well, so we've got a car that's fairly competitive, but not yet fast enough to win all the races and win the championship. So this season is going to be a tough ask to win the championship, but we might be able to do it. We've got 1 durability upgrades, as we've been focusing on the performance of the cars. So at the start of the season, this car was the worst car on the grid. Now we actually lost some ground to Mercedes and Scuderia Ferrari in the powertrain part, but more importantly we've been focusing a lot on the aerodynamics and the chassis. So we've managed to make a lot of ground on some of the teams, and with the upgrades you can see we'll be getting close to Mercedes. And then if you go to the chassis though, we make even bigger gains. So on the chassis you can see with the upgrades coming in after this episode, we will be ahead of Mercedes, which is pretty incredible. So first of all, when you go to Australia, and here we are then in Australia, we have a pretty poor start to the qualifying. We just cannot get going really. It's a bit unfortunate to be honest, but you know what? We keep trying and trying again failing over and over again and not really having the best of results. We're just not really finding our feet at the moment. We really need to get some laps in and find our comfort zone, just get comfortable driving on this track. Also, because of the clouds, it just seems a bit, I don't know, I feel like the grip's a bit lower than it normally is. So that doesn't help us at all really. But we also have another lap in Q1. And we end up going out of that, basically, or we end up getting our lap invalidated. So, not great. Then we get impeded by Ericsson, and we're like, you know what, we need to get a lap in, otherwise we will go out of this qualifying session. Okay, so we go back to the garage. There's not long left. We've also got front wing damage. I think we've got about 9 minutes to go now until we can actually finish this qualifying session. Luckily, this session is the longest one out of the 3. 9 minutes, we need to get a lap in now. We go and put on another set of ultra soft tyres, and hopefully, just hopefully, we can go and do this. Please can we do this? We need to get a lap in now. We need to do a good lap. So this lap is definitely going to be a much bigger improvement, but is it going to be fast enough? Will it be fast enough to get us into Q2? Well, let's find out then. Look at the standings, and we've got 11th place ahead of our teammates by about 4 tenths, so not too bad at all there. And now we're in Q2. Now whatever tyres you finish on are the tyres you have to do the race on. So I was trying to get through Q2 and not be in a situation where I'm wasting my tyres. I do lose the back end there. So I tried to do one run. I went to the end of a session where it's fastest and I did a run, and we get to the end of this lap and we're in 5th place. Not bad at all. We decided to return to the garage. I thought that was good enough, and I think it was. Yes, it was. 5th place, not bad at all there. Only about 6 tenths off Vettel who's got a much faster car than us, so not a bad result at all there. Now in Q3, at the end of the session, we go into this corner a bit poorly, we lose the back end, and we go straight into the barrier, getting a red front wing. That means it's basically impossible to set a fast lap, so we just give up here. There's no point. We're definitely not going to get a good lap in here and get into a good position. There's no point. Might as well just go back to the garage, retire from the session, and start in 10th position. Probably the worst position you could possibly start in an F1 race. You might think last is worse.
Keep a cool head and make
but
up for it in the race.
We get no choice of tyres. We're stuck on the ultra softs. We can't change our strategy at all. However, we're now moving up to 9th place. Vettel gets a penalty, moves all the way back from 1st down to 15th. What is going on there? Anyway, we start the race with a very simple strategy. 5 lights are getting set on now. It is lights out and away we go. Right behind Alonso in 7th place. Hulkenberg's making some movements up ahead as well. We've also got Sainz up our inside and Stroll as well. We're going the outside then of the Renault car. We've got a fairly decent run, but I think he's got a better one. He has. Hulkenberg is ahead of us, but can we outbrake him into this next corner? We do brake a bit later. We're on the outside, back down into 2nd gear. That's not too bad so far. He's squeezing us, but we're also squeezing him, and we get the move done. We're into 8th place. We've moved up to 1 position there, not bad at all. And now we've got to charge then on to Alonso. He's not moving that quickly. He's getting impeded by Perez, who's going quite slowly compared to him. So we need to make sure we push onto the back of Alonso and try and get this move done as fast as possible. And hopefully those two will squabble a bit. Up ahead, but Hamilton's setting a quite quick lap to start off with. He's in the lead. We're not far behind Alonso here. We get a good run. But will we get this move done then into the next corner after a nice long straight in? Round the outside, braking very, very late, just about making the corner in 2nd gear. And that was a good move done, but he's still on our outside, and we get the move done. And Jeff, our mechanic or engineer, is very happy about that. So Hamilton's getting another quick lap in. And now we have DRS, which means that when we get onto certain straights, we can activate it if we're 1 second behind, or within 1 second behind of the car ahead. And it gives us a bit of a speed boost on some of these straights to catch up to the guys ahead and overtake it easier. Perez now our next target, and we're doing it very, very easily around the outside. But I think we might have lost it here. We've gone a bit deep into the corner. But we make the move stick. We've done it. Into 6th position now. This could not really get any better than this at the moment. So we've gone from 9th to 6th, 3 positions in 4 laps with 11 laps to go. We've got quite a big gap then up to Magnussen, and Perez is now putting on the pressure around the outside now. It's going to be quite tight into this corner, but we managed to defend quite well, and it's still a 6th position here. Not bad. Okay, let's keep our cool, let's stay consistent, and let's not let him do that again. First pit stop then of the Grand Prix, and we've got 10 laps to go then. We will be on our super soft tyres, so they're a bit slower than the ultra softs, but they have a bit more durability, so we should be able to get to the end of the race now. And where will we come out at? Actually, we're going to be last because no one else has pitted yet. We're making an undercut on the rest of the field, so hopefully, just hopefully, we can get all these positions back again next time round.
.0 seconds. They're on ultra softs. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. There are 10 laps to go.
13 seconds isn't too bad. We've made it up actually. We're now 11th place after the first round of pit stops. There's going to be some more though as everyone else starts to pit in the next lap. We could. Jeff, will you just shut up? I want to make some commentaries here and do some good commentary. And every time I try to speak, you start speaking. You're just distracting me. Shut up. Right. So, Bottas just up ahead in 10th place. I doubt we're about to get him, but we were a lot further back from him last time. So that means we made a massive improvement on this pit stop. We managed to gain a lot of time there, which is really, really nice. You can see on people in the pits there. We're going to get a load of positions right now, going past the pit wall. But where will we come out at here? Where will we finish off? Quite wide is that corner though. That was risky. Nearly got a warning for that. But we are in 5th place, just behind Maxton, who's a few seconds up the road. 3.1 seconds up the road. We've got some catching up to do, but hopefully with his cold tyres we can get him quite early on here with 7 laps to go. So after 9 laps then, we've managed to really cut down the deficit. 1 second now. We've got DRS, but we made a massive error into the first corner. We've lost a lot of time, but we do have DRS into this corner, into this straight actually. But that was pretty poor. Joakim right up behind as well. Well, he's a few seconds behind, but he'll get up to us quite quickly in a few laps. Don't worry. I think that's Ericsson. Yeah, Ericsson at the race. So it's only Leclerc who's gonna shut up, Jeff. What a speed. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. I was speaking there. I forgot what I was saying now. Forget that. I'm just gonna move on to this bit. Just behind Maxton, we managed to get the deficit back down to half a second. But we have to stay consistent. We can get this guy. And to be honest, I don't know why it took me that long to activate DRS, but it did for some reason and wasted that. We could have got him actually if we'd done it a bit earlier. How close are we now? We're so close. Probably a 10th away from Magnussen right now. Up the inside, but we don't really get the move stick. We kind of lock up a bit and we end up losing a lot of time. That was poor. That was a bad decision. We should have stayed behind him and got him on the straight, but we didn't do really. That should be a lesson learned. Up the inside now, can we make the move stick? Just about on lap 15. Oh, we're going to be in 4th place now. If we can keep this keep this position for the rest of the lap. He tries up the inside, but it doesn't really work too well for him. We're still ahead. And you know what? We're now struggling for fuel and we're struggling for ERS. So we have to put it down into low modes, and unfortunately, Magnussen gets a hit on us here. He goes round the inside and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm powerless. We don't have the power in the car or the tyres to really be competitive in that situation. But look at this. Ricciardo is out of the race, so he's still back into 4th place. But I think we might miss out on the podium here. As we can't catch him now. He's too far ahead. He's got too much grip. He's got too much pace in his engine from his fuel and his ERS deployments. Unfortunately, it's going to be a 4th place. We do lose out today. We may lose the battle, but we won't lose the war. We will come back and we will beat you one day, Magnussen. We will beat you one day. But a great start to the season. 4th place. What a race that was. Amazing. Beating both of the Red Bulls after they had some technical issues. But Bottas comes out on top, beating his teammate Lewis Hamilton, who looks like he was better of him. He got the better of him. But you know, Bottas wins by 2.6 seconds.
After all that excitement, it's time for a lie down, I think. Thanks for
Verstappen and Ricciardo end up crashing out against each other. That's why they both came out of the race there.
Historic events. You'll be able to choose whether or not to participate before the end of this weekend.
Right, well, finally, I can speak. So, that is probably going to be the upgrade we get after the Bahrain Grand Prix, after the other upgrade has been made and done. Hopefully, oh no, we've got a failure. Hopefully they don't fail. I was going to say hopefully they don't fail. We get one straight away actually. That isn't brilliant. So now we have the opportunity to actually, when we get some more points, to try and get that other chassis upgrade. So we might actually do this upgrade. It's 300 something points. It should then not fail, hopefully. If it fails again, I'd be quite annoyed. So Bahrain is a track where it's quite tough because the AI are very quick around here. It's actually the fastest track for the AI. In certain tracks in this game, they're faster, and some tracks are slower. But this is one of the faster ones. So we've got to really up our game here if we want to get at least a point in this race. It's going to be tough, but we can try our best. We will always try our best. Always. And this is Q1, and I think we're about to get through to the next session, hopefully. We're in 4th place, we finish off in 5th place for Q1, not bad at all. Now Q2, and it's going to be a dry race, so there's no worry about rain. Now it's Q2, hopefully we get through. This is our only chance now to do it in this next lap. Again, I'm trying to save the tyres a little bit, because these are the tyres I'm going to be using in the race. So I need to make sure I don't wear them out too much. Not a great run into that corner, we got a bit wide. And we nearly lose the back end and crash into the wall there. That was not good at all, but yeah, I'm not happy about this. We're already half a second behind Vettel. That's not a good sign. And basically we need to get top 10 just to get through to the next session. And it's been tough, it's not been easy at all really. I think I'm going to show the whole lap, I believe. Yeah, I think I will do. So you can see everything that happens in this lap, and this will be probably our fastest lap of the entire weekend. So we need to make sure that we get ourselves warmed up, because this race is going to be tough. It's going to be very tough. 1.4 seconds behind Vettel. Oh, it's not good at all. I don't think we're going to do it. Top 10, I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't think it's going to happen at all. That was not a good corner either, really. It's not been great. Where are we going to finish off then? It's going to be 14th place. Not great at all. We are not going to go through to Q3. We're going to have a really high mountain to climb to get us into the points for this race. Oh, 2 seconds behind the leader. Not great at all.
Points finish last race. Let's aim to keep the momentum going.
I agree, Jeff. Let's try and keep going here. We'll go for the very simple strategy, but we're going to switch it around. So what we're going to do is put softs on to start off with, as we can do that now. If you come out of the top 10, if you don't qualify in the top 10, then you can choose whatever tyres you want to start off on. So what we're going to try and do is go 8 laps on the softs and then do 6 laps on the super softs, as opposed to doing it the other way around, doing 6 laps to start off with and on super softs and then softs to end. So here we go then, lights out and away we go! Just behind the 2 Haas drivers there, Magnussen and Grosjean. We've got Leclerc up our inside. We're going to try and go around the outside maybe here, can we? There's not really much space around the outside. We don't really have a good run there at all. Leclerc is pushing up our outside, trying to get around us, but we managed to get moved on. We get a good run on Magnussen here and Grosjean. Can we get them both into this corner and get ourselves into what I would believe will be 12th place? And we've got the move. We've got it done. We've got the positions as well. Now Ocon, we're getting very close to the back of Ocon actually, but we're not too far behind him. We can definitely get Ocon in the next couple of laps. We make a move here, and that's a good late braking just behind our teammate. We nearly hit him actually, nearly knock off our front wing. We're lucky there. 10th place, we've got our first point now. We've moved up 3 positions from the grid, and Ocon again going up our inside. We've got to be careful into this corner, and he gets the move there. Unfortunately, we also get an extended track limit warning, which is not great. 3 of those, and we get a 3-second time penalty. And Magnussen, he's putting on the pressure behind us. He's not far behind us at all, but I think we managed to keep him at bay here. We do. Ocon now, he's going quite slowly. He opens up the space for us, leaves a gap, and we go into that gap. We take it, and we get the position. It's 10th place. 3 laps gone. Oh, it's very exciting right now. And we just make a slight error there, but we just about keep the position. And again, get another warning. 1 more, and we're going to be having a penalty. Not great here. Not a great run at all. We're going really slowly on our soft compound tyres. We get hit off here, and we're off this track. This has gone crazily badly. And I think that's Grosjean. He's out of the race. We must have hit him when we came onto the track. Let's have a look at the replay here. So we go up the inside quite slowly. So Ocon gets a faster run around the outside. We then get hit by him, or do we hit him? I don't know what happens here. Let's have a look at the replay here. From the other side, I think, looking at that, I just think it's a racing incident. I don't think any one of us hits each other on purpose. I think we just it just happens. And unfortunately, as I enter the track here, pretty poorly I have to say, pretty dangerously, I end up hitting Grosjean's wheel. He's knocked out of the race. Sorry Grosjean, but the French driver, he's not having a good day today. We're hitting Magnussen. I don't think I like the Haas drivers, do I? But they just keep getting in the way. But we still keep position there, so we're still in 11th place with a few laps to go. 2 laps to go then to go onto the super soft tyres. But it's about now where everyone starts to pit. So he just said there DRS is now limited. We don't have we can't open the DRS and open up the front, the rear. We can't open the rear wing, as I can finally speak again. So that means that we're not going to be as fast on the straights. And now we make our first and only pit stop of the race. So where will we come out of here then? You know what? It's better than Australia. I mean, in Australia we came out in last place. I think we'll come out in probably 11th place, maybe 12th place. Let's see. I believe it is 11th place. A few seconds, I think it's about 3 seconds there behind Ocon. So we've got some catch up to do, but we've got faster tyres. So we should be able to make that deficit fall a little bit and close the gap. We're now 1.4 seconds, a lap later, not bad at all, behind Ocon there. The gap is going down very rapidly, and we're in a second. They're also squabbling, they're also having a battle, which means they'll slow each other down, making us have an opportunity to hopefully get ahead of Alonso and maybe even Ocon into the dynamics of this race with only 2 to 3 laps to go right now. Oh, we got the inside. Oh, that was very close. We nearly lose the back end. But we do get the position now. We're into the top 10 now, getting the points so far. Ocon up ahead. Can we get him into the last 2 laps now? He's not far ahead, and we've got faster tyres, but I reckon in the last lap we're going to start losing pace as our tyres start to decrease in performance and start to wear a bit more. We get DRS, come on, we can get Ocon, we can do it. Only half a second behind, we're gaining really quickly here. We're rapidly going past him like an absolute rocket. He breaks a little bit later than us, but I think we get the move stick here. Do we get the move to stick? Just about round the outside, and we do it. 9th place then. We're a long way behind Ricardo, so unless he crashes into his teammates, who is nowhere near him by the way, it looks like we're going to finish in 9th place. We do so, and it means that we get 2 points. That's not bad. That is not a bad result.
Table. Well, the gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race today for our championship leader. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Probably Stoffel Van Dorn.
To the constructors then. It was a tough race for our championship leaders who lose ground at the top of the table. Meanwhile, a strong weekend from Red Bull this time out, and they improved their position in the championship. There'll be plenty more twists and turns to come this season. I hope you can join us at the next race to see just who will come out on top.
So, we're doing quite well in our Drivers' Championship. We're making some ground on some other people, and also in the Constructors, we level on points with 3rd best team, Red Bull. So not too bad at all there, and if we can improve our car, then we could definitely be able to challenge some of the guys at the top. So here I'm thinking aero package, because if we go to the aero package, then that'll improve it and make it cheaper for us in the future.
It wasn't the cleanest race today, was it?
Yes, I was like an idiot magnet. They kept getting in the way all the time. They were just crazy drivers. Now we've got 3 upgrades coming into China. I cannot wait. And this upgrade, we're going to spend nearly all our resource points on it. A major chassis weight reduction upgrade. That'll make a massive difference and actually get us into the lead in terms of our chassis, which is amazing. And that will come into the car for Baku. So anyway guys, thank you very much for watching this episode, and hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!